Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 2, and we're going to report the Unit 4 Communication on Various Purposes. I am Leslie Pearl Citanos, and I'm going to report the Lesson 1, the Explanation Essay. Explanation essay is one such example of a written piece of work that addresses why questions. It explains a particular topic to its readers because it is meant to inform or to educate the readers. The essay should present convincing and adequate support for the explanation. For example, if Isaac Newton had not asked why things fell down after throwing them up, he would not have discovered the law of universal gravitation. And also take note, if you will make an explanation essay, it should be presented, explained, and supported so that your essay will be concrete din siya. Na siya panangligon siya, nasa siya unod. Some examples. So we have lingua franca. It's a language that is used as a common means of communication between people who speak different native language. For example, you are going to a market where people from different countries are trying to still buy and sell goods. We use lingua franca to communicate and facilitate trade. So it highlights the power of communication in fostering understanding and connecting people across culture. So for example, Matukag market will use the lingua franca because like Matukag Korea baron. So if Matukag, of course, not all people in Korea know those who speak English, then ikaw sad as a tourist kay dili sad ka fluent mo speak o Korean, so we'll use, of course, English language to communicate. Next is the linguistic nationalism. That is a complex phenomenon where a nation or group uses language as a tool to express and reinforce their national identity. So, it is also about promoting and protecting a specific language, often at the expenses of other languages. So, for example, is language as a symbol of national identity. So, kanang mga foreign, like mga hisa to ang nasod, then, if makibaw na jud ka na, kani siya is English ni siya kay naman afaman Amerikano puti, di ba? So for marag sa ilahang look gan nila maka-identify na ka sa ilahan na kani siya gikan siya Jamaica. So the next one is cultural chauvinism. It's a form of prejudice and intolerance that elevates one's own culture above all others. So kani sila as a group of people na ganing na ay own tradition and own belief sa ilahang community. For example, mga example na to is the Muslims or Aitas gani. Like they have their own tradition and their own beliefs. Next is the conversant, means being familiar with or knowledgeable about a particular subject or topic. So it implies that you can speak about comfortable, like you're having a conversation with someone who knows what they're talking about. So normal na conversation na ganit between kamo sa mga istorya. So for example, if you're a conversant person, ganing dali ka maka-catch up sa istoryahan nila. Like easy na sa imong and confident ka sa tubag ng imong istorya. And also kanang provide ka insights of sa imong opinion nimo. So you might be familiar with the topic. Familiarity means you know some basic information, but you might not be able to discuss it in detail. Like familiar siya na word. Next is the siloed cubicles. It's a term used to describe a workplace where individual cubicles are physically separated and isolated from each other, creating a sense of isolation and hindering communication and collaboration. So kanang tayo specific na workplace na dili mo madunggan or dili mo or dili ka maka-interact sa mga employees. This physical separation can create a sense of isolation where employees feel disconnected from their colleagues and the overall flow of the work. For example, sa opisina, like mag-meeting ang CEO or mga board members baron. Like nasa specific area dyan na meetinganan ba? Where dili makabati ang mga employee gani kung sila kang plano or sila kang pagistoryahan. Next one is the crème de la crème. It's a French phrase that literally translates to cream of the cream. It's used figuratively to describe the very best, the elite, or the most exceptional individuals or thing within a particular group or category. So, example ani kay kanang a group of talented musician, artists, or athletes. So, cream de la cream would be the most skilled, gifted, and accomplished individual among team of those who stand out as the best of the best. Next one is the mano a mano. It's a Spanish phrase that literally translates to hand to hand. So it's used figuratively to describe direct confrontation or competition between two individuals, often involving a physical or mental duel. For example, two rivals faced off in a mano a mano battle for the championship. This means they were engaged in a direct competition for the title. Or for example, another example is the lawyer and the prosecutor went a mano in the courtroom. This means they engaged in a heated and direct legal argument. The next one is the bourgeois stories. It's a phrase that refers to narratives centered around the lives, experiences, and perspective of the people, a social class characterized by wealth, property ownership, and a middle-class lifestyle. For example, kanang sa mga books or novel or any like stories ba. Kanang nag-introduce, or like for example, writer ka, then ibutan mo na to mga character ni mo ni si Kuan. muna siya muna yung character, gikan siya sa well-known na family, dato, makapangyarihan, kani inana. So muna siyang example. And the last one is batting an eyelash is an idiom that describes a person's ability to remain calm, composed, and unaffected by challenging or even shocking situations. In short, more nonchalant ba? Example, she bat an eyelash when she heard the news of the company merger, as if it were an everyday occurrence. Another one is he bat an eyelash when he was offered the job, as if it was just another opportunity. Next one is writing an explanation essay. So in writing an explanation essay, or any topic of your choice, you may need to do some research about the topic or to be better explain it. It must be 500 words and it is organized as follows. Introduction, body, and conclusion. In introduction, it must consist 1 or 2 paragraphs. In body, at least 3 paragraphs. And in conclusion, 1 or 2 paragraphs.
Lesson 2, the blog. Writing a blog. Today, with the easy access of computers and internet, people write their diaries differently. From handwritten entries in a piece of paper or a notebook page, diaries in contemporary times come in the form of online journal, which they are called blogs. Writing a blog, it involved expressing ideas, sharing knowledge, or providing information through to a public audience and online while using an online platform. So, a well-written blog attracts readers, engage them, and it will delivers a clear message. In writing a blogs, they have steps. First step is choose a topic. So you need to pick a subject you are passionate about and knowledgeable in. Examples: you must choose a topic which the importance of sustainable tourism. Second is know your audience. So you must understand who you are writing for. If it is for students, professionals, travelers, teachers, or etc. So well, you must also adjust your tone. Formal for academic blogs and casual for lifestyle blogs. 3. Create an outline. So organize your ideas. So to create an outline of the blog, you must need to have the introductions, the body, and the conclusions. And examples of the introductions, body, and conclusions. In the introductions, you must state why sustainable tourism matters, and the body it may the benefits, the strategies, and examples. And the conclusion is you can call to actions for readers. Fourth is write an engaging title. So in writing a blog, you must need a title that should be catchy to everyone and informative. Fifth is write the content. So while in writing a content, you must use simple and clear language, be personal but respectful, and include personal experience or expert opinions. And six is add multimedia. In writing a blog, you must also provide an image, videos, or infographics to support your points. So examples, mga pictures nga eco-friendly pictures nga sa resorts or mga wildlife kanang conservations areas. 7. Edit and proofread. So means you must also check the grammars, the spellings, and the clarity of your blog. Ensure the flow and you make sure it's readable to audience. 8 is publish and promote. So to promote your blog, you need to post your blog online and share it on social media, and you must also engage with your readers or mga audience by responding them in the comments. So in writing a blog, writing a blog is a creative way to communicate ideas and connect with readers worldwide. So by following the clear step from choosing a topic to engaging with readers, anyone can create an effective and inspiring blog. Next is blog. So the term blog was first used in the 1990s. It was a short version of weblog, or an individualized piece of written work found on the web. So ang blog is an online platform or website nga where ang individual group maka-write siya content on a various topic, often in an informal conversational style. So blogs are regularly updated and are accessible sa mga public, allowing interactions through comment and shares. So they cover a wide range of themes such as mga travel, food, passions, education, personal reflections, or mga professional insights. Examples sa blog kay travel blog. So as travel blog, so ang travelers writers they might share their experience or sa ilang travel, like i-share nila ang ilang pag-visit ba, example sa place where dito sa Palawan, i-share nila dito ilang pag-travel, ilang share sila travel tips, mga photos o mga personal stories nila adto sa paghitabo while na sila dito sa Palawan. Next example is the educational blog. So ang educational blogs kay kanang teacher ka, as a teachers, i-share nimo ang imong mga learnings o mga self strategies for kanang para sa imong students if kanang mag-prepare sila og kanang exams. Mo sa na example kanang educational vlogs, like usa ka teacher ba mag-share kag knowledge or mo tudlo ka sa mga student og the way said kung hapit ng mga ting exams, mo share pud ka og kanang dapat nilang tips buhaton or kanang para makapasar man lang sa exam ana. Next, so lastly, to conclude, it's blogs are powerful tools for communications and self-expressions in the digital age. So unlike anang private nga journals, unlike sa mga private journals, kay ang blogs kay public man siya o interactive. Then inviting engagement from kanang global audience. While ang blogging side kay mag-offer po siya o kanang many benefits para sa kanang community building and skills enhancements. It also comes with kanang challenges such as kanang maintaining consistency and handling mga public feedbacks, and ang public feedback kaya depende sa about if either kanang na mga good na sa biya while nagkuan ka nag-share about na say good, na say bad, so mana siya. Then understanding this aspect kanang maka-help us to appreciate the significance of blogging in modern communications.
So now, lesson 3, research-based argumentative essay. So it is an essay that presents the writer's position with supports from research study. So it is kanang to persuade kanang readers to accept the writer's position, and it must support it must have a research to support the claims or to support the writer's position. In formulating research question, first you are required to write an argumentative essay that presents a clear stand on a continuous issue with two opposing sides. Next is choose a relevant topic possibly connected to your environment or community, such as divorce legalization, same-sex marriage, and waste segregation or ecotourism. Then after formulating a strong research question, you have to get the teacher approval before proceeding, if you're doing the correct way or you're good. Next is finding answers to the research. So una nimong kuanon kay create an annotated bibliography. Kanina siya kay mga overview, gani siya sa kanang research nga imong napalgan approved by your teacher. So it is also a list of acceptable sources. Yeah, as I said, brief description of each. Next is adri ang mga unacceptable sources include holy books, bawal din siya, self-help books, literature like novels or poems, dictionary, personal blogs, journals or diaries o Wikipedia. So dapat gid ka from researcher yun siya gikan ganit na gina-upload. And next is your teacher will assess if you have enough reliable sources for both sides of the issue before starting the full paper. So need pud gihapon og approval sa teachers para mag-guidean mo if tarong ba inyong buhat or tarong ba ang inyong nahimo nga answer sa research. And finally, doing research. After your research question and annotated bibliography are approved na siya, you can begin your actual research. So you will read the sources and take research notes from them. So if the selected sources don't have the needed info, you may look for new ones.
Types of notes. First is paraphrase, second is summary, and third is direct quotation. Paraphrase is done when you use your own words and taking down notes. So in other words, you express the original idea in your own words. This helps you show you understand the material. Second, summary is condensing long information into brief form. So you keep only the most important points. It's useful when reviewing or presenting the main idea. Third is a direct quotation, copying the exact words from the source. So direct quotation is used when the exact wording is important or powerful. Always cite the source. Preparing to write the paper. Thesis statement is the main point or central argument of your essay. So this is the heart of your essay. Everything you write should connect back to it. So it's not just a topic, it's your opinion or stance about the topic. A short thesis gives your essay direction and focus, helping readers understand what to expect. So it must take a strong position supported by convincing evidence and provide a framework for organizing your essay. So for example, instead of saying tourism is important, a thesis should say sustainable tourism is essential for preserving natural resources and supporting local communities. Next is outline. It is a written plan for your essay. So think of the outline as a blueprint of your essay. It helps organize thoughts clearly. So including both sides of the argument makes your writing stronger and more balanced. Listing sources early saves time when citing later. So it should include thesis statement, your argument and specific support, opposing argument and support, and a list of sources for all arguments. And lastly, essay. Follow your outline to write your essay. The outline becomes your guide as you write. Second is use proper citation formats to avoid plagiarism. Citations are important to avoid plagiarism and show academic honesty. Third is be intellectually honest by acknowledging all sources of facts, ideas, and concepts. Being intellectually honest means giving credit where it's due, which builds trust and credibility in your work.